Yo, Bachi 2007 back at you with another one. I've been telling you going back to some of these videos from 5 to 8 months ago that Jonathan Majors had the driver of the vehicle that he and Grace Jabbari were in as a witness on his behalf. He had been telling Jonathan Majors' lawyer, who had referred this information to the police from day one, that it was Grace Jabbari who was the aggressor, and that Jonathan Majors was going to be vindicated by the driver, the eyewitness in the vehicle with the two of them, while everything in the vehicle that transpired happened. Well, he took the stand today in the fifth day of the testimony of the trial, and this channel called Social Details has the details on his testimony. Let's take a listen.
He testified that she was very demanding and angry, asking to see Jonathan's phone. The driver said the girl became very angry, and the boy wanted to get rid of her, and he opened the door and told her to leave. He was telling her, "Leave me alone, I have to go." So far from his testimony, we could tell that Jonathan did not like her attitude. She was trying to snatch his phone, asking for it. He told her, "You know what, I'm done with this, just leave." He continued to testify that while they were going back and forth arguing in the backseat, that he feels that she hit him because of the way she was arguing and fighting with him and the sounds that were going on. So maybe that thud that she was describing during her testimony actually came from her punching Jonathan trying to get the phone.
Before we get more into that video, can you go ahead and like this up? Hit the like button, consider subscribing, and even hitting that top notification bell in the drop down so these videos continue to get surfaced to you. You can come back for the next one. So go ahead and hit the like, and we're going to get right back to the program. Let's hear what else he testified to.
So then Jonathan Majors' attorney asked the guy, "Did you find any blood in the backseat of your car when they left?" He said no. And keep in mind, this is a big SUV. It's a 3-row car. So they were in the middle row, not in the back row. So he had a pretty good idea of what was happening. So if she had a 1.5-inch cut in the back of her ear, that's a pretty long cut. You see what I'm saying? And there's no blood anywhere. If there was like a back and forth hassle for the phone, she didn't like touch the seat. She didn't rub up against something. Nothing was touched anywhere. I mean, you're talking about 1.5 inches. You know how big that is for you to say there was no blood anywhere? That's a pretty big cut. Okay, so now we get into...
So on Friday, all the men are bad, queens are all victims crew jumped out the windows, especially on Twitter, to try to say that, well, it was clear based on some text messages and a prior incident months earlier, somehow that proved that Jonathan Majors did this event, that he assaulted her, even though, again, all of the evidence, they have video evidence of what happened outside of the vehicle, of her chasing him, her accosting him, but they want to take text messages from a different event months earlier to try to say, see, it's him, see, it has to be the man. But again, as I've been telling you for a couple of videos back, she is the Amber Heard of this situation. It is not necessarily the man's fault. Well, it's not necessarily that Jonathan Majors assaulted her. He's just getting blamed because there was an incident and a man is involved with a woman in an incident, so blame the man no matter what the facts are. Let's keep hearing about the facts that are coming out of what actually happened with Amber Heard 2.0 attacking Jonathan Majors.
So now we get into the testimony of the girl and guy that she went to the bar with. Remember, this is a girl and her boyfriend. They took her out after she had told them that Jonathan Majors cheated on her. So they all went out for drinks. She said that the ex-girlfriend walked up to her, explained that she got out of a moving car. She didn't have her wallet or keys or anything on her. Then she said the ex-girlfriend told her that Jonathan Majors was cheating on her and she just caught him. No information about an injury or fight yet. So then they were trying to figure out with the ex-girlfriend who should stay where, because they shouldn't be staying in the same apartment because that's where they were living. So at that point, they were trying to figure out what to do. And she invited the ex-girlfriend to a birthday party at a...
So supposedly from that street video, we can't see the cut behind her ear because it was the left ear and it's away from the camera. But here's a camera angle that shows her ear on this side. And when the picture is moving, it's not blurred like it is now. And there's no cut that can to be seen. Of course, they have sophisticated equipment that can hone in and repixelate at close-up sizes and all that you want to do, yet they can produce no injury there. Likewise, in an earlier video, this one here, you see in the top right corner of this particular video, where the two of them are walking up the stairs. That's the same two women we just saw in the other video going into the club that night. And you can see her left hand. If you actually play this video, Jonathan Majors files complaint leading to arrest of accuser. She actually didn't get arrested at that time. She got arrested a couple months later. But that's what the information we had at the time. It was incorrect as far as her being arrested. But if you look at the full video on there, you can see her finger that's supposed to be injured. You can see the back of her whole neck and head, and there's no cut or injury there behind her ear on either side, which you can see quite well. The police have had all of this information and all these videos from the very first night or the first weeks after the incident happened, but they were just determined to make it the man's fault. And I believe they were determined to make it the black man's fault because they were not going to allow another OJ to be on their hands. This is what they decided. They decided this looks like Nicole Brown Simpson. We're not going to let him OJ her, and we're going to just determine that the man is the wrong person in this situation, and we're going to get him no matter what. No matter all the facts, all the eyewitness testimony, all the physical injury facts, all of the video showing her chasing him, not showing any injuries immediately after the incident. All of the evidence is in his favor, but we're going after him anyway.
Be hyped up on adrenaline after this type of incident and not have anything to say about it. Like, you're pretty frustrated. You want to tell somebody what happened, right? If something bad happened to you, you would probably tell them. Next up on the stand was the girl's boyfriend, who was also there on the street when they spoke to Grace about Jonathan Majors cheating on her. In a surveillance video, you can see that Jonathan Majors walks by them, and Grace doesn't seem scared of him or worried or anything. She's actually trying to get him back, like, please don't walk away. And then the guy was there like he was going to do something. His girlfriend was holding him back like, no, don't try to fight Jonathan. Like, come on, man. He was in Creed 3. You're not going to win.
He didn't want no smoke. But what you can see out of that is the white man's inclination. This is a chick he just met on the street, and he wants to go play Captain Sable. He wants to go fight somebody for a situation he knows nothing about. She didn't even claim to have been assaulted. That's the whole thing. The police made up the claim and told her to say that she was assaulted by him later on that night when he called the police to come to the apartment. When he came back to the apartment and found her passed out, drunk, and possibly high and injured, self-injured, at the apartment. Injuries she doesn't have in any of these videos after their confrontation. They asked her 19 times, did he do this to you? And she said no. Until they finally coerced her to accuse him. And then I think she has stuck with it because now she's filed a false police report, and because of hell has no fury like a woman scorned, so she's going to get back at him for cheating by having these accusations against them. Plus, she can get a lawsuit after this and come after this guy who's a millionaire, a la Amber Heard. This is what it's all about. But see how quick everybody is to jump to the woman's defense against the man without knowing anything about anything. Is automatically the man that they want to go after. Even other men, particularly these simp-minded men, which most men in our society are captured by the gynocentric thought pattern that they have been bred in and that the society operates off of. And I think there's a whole thing with, again, the whole OJ, Nicole Brown Simpson effect. He saw that black man, you beating up on one of my precious white women? Looks like his girlfriend. You can't tell his girlfriend apart from
him
Amber Heard 2.0.
Or anything.
You can't tell his girlfriend apart from Grace Jabbari.
Like, please don't walk away.
It's annoying me. I think I got it now. You can't tell him apart.
Scared of him or worried or anything. She's actually trying to get him back. Like, please don't walk away. And then the guy was there like he was going to do something. His girlfriend was holding him back like, no, don't try to fight Jonathan. Like, come on, man. He was in Creed 3. You're not going to win that fight anyway. They asked him, did you notice any injuries to Grace, Jonathan Majors' ex-girlfriend? Anything at all? He said, I did not notice any injuries. Keep in mind, the fight had just happened. Then the defense asked him.
And he's standing on the side of her where the injury is. Remember we talked about the camera was away? he's standing on that other side of her. Let's see. Let's go back a little bit further. Okay, well, I'm not seeing it here. But while they were out there, at one point, there he goes. So here she is. Here he is, right there by the left ear, where the injury's supposed to be. This is a bunch of garbage, y'all. This is a bunch of garbage. There's no evidence against him, and there's all of the evidence against her, yet he still remains on trial. This is a farce. This is Amber Heard 2.0. Hibachi 2007. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you will. I'm out.